All right. Welcome everybody into That Real Texas Team podcast, episode 55. We're reacting to the bye week. Obviously, that doesn't necessarily mean a lot for the Texans other than the opportunity of getting healthy. But a lot of other people played games. Some playoff contenders played games. Some others had a bye week as well. Denver and Baltimore also had a bye week. Chargers took an L in the wild card. The Bills took an L. Lots to get into. With me, as always, here on the channel, my main man, Chris, up here in the top right, a.k.a. Pac-Man Freestyle, a.k.a. Slim Chickens. You can find him at That's Crazy Podcast and Talk across all social media platforms. Please go like and subscribe, notification bells, wherever you may find his social medias. Do the same thing for the man down here in the bottom. His name is Mike. You can find him at Mass3 Productions across all of the social medias. Like, subscribe,
Yes,
notification bell, follow, whatever it is. Do the things. While you're at it, do the same thing here. We're at 248 and catching up to the Glitter Kitties down there in Duval. So we need to continue to close the distance. Again, we got 4 weeks left. It's crunch time down here in the stretch. Let's get all these Texans fans in here as possible, as many of them as possible. Hit the thumbs up button to help us do that. Let's hit 15 like goal on this one. That would be huge. Gentlemen, how are we feeling about the team and the teams that we're playing down the stretch coming out of this bye week?
Go ahead, Mike.
Well. Like I said, I'm feeling good about the fact that Aziz is going to be healthy when they let him play again. The aches and pains should be gone. The rest of the team seems like we're getting as healthy as we possibly can. The contract extension, I'm gonna call it an extension when it's actually a signing of Brevin Jordan, actually warmed my heart a little bit because I was like, I really want him to come back. I really do. I'm even to the point where there's a part of my mind that's like, could we do the same with Diggs? Would he be willing to take a team discount to come back? I don't know, but like I said, I'm happy about some of the things that are happening. The last game wasn't super impressive, but I hope that everybody's had time to watch film. And can somebody explain to me what the is in Kenyon Green's water? Because I thought he was done for the year. Whatever it is, he needs to let Jalen Petrie borrow some of his and stay on IR.
Yeah. I mean,
He got
he's
it.
got
He
to
got it
drink
from Michael Jordan.
secret water.
Yeah,
It's MJ's secret stuff.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Chris, how are you feeling about the
So,
team coming out the bye week?
all right. So, am I happy that Christian Harris is back? I don't know. That's number one. I don't know. I'm happy to hear his name. I'm happy to know that he is healthy. I'm happy to know that he still plays football. That is great. What is it? We're about to go to week 14. We were supposed to have Christian Harris back 8 weeks ago. What was it?
no, it was probably
14
14 weeks ago. 14 weeks ago. He was supposed to be ready for the beginning of the season.
Oh, he was. I'm gonna cut him some slack because he was supposed to have been back week 6, if I'm not mistaken. He was supposed to have came off our week 6. And that being said, he still might not play this week. He hasn't been activated, so he still might not play this week. They might do like they did, like how they did.
Oh shit! They still haven't activated him.
They activated
Oh
the
no, he
window.
hasn't been activated.
Oh, the window.
Yep, the window to the wall. Yeah, Kenyon Green is.
Yeah, the 21-day thing. So he might not even play this week. So we also got to hold our horses on that. People aren't paying that much attention to that. Now, I honestly want him to be activated for him to play in the Dolphins game, not for him to play well, for him to get some reps in. He hadn't played. I just want him to get some reps in. I don't care if he does good, if he does bad. I want him to get some reps in because
I care.
He have not played all season with defense.
Bro, if he comes out there playing like shit at the linebacker position against the Miami Dolphins with John O. Smith and that running game, we're going to get embarrassed. No, if you're going to play like shit, stay on the sideline. least I know with
That is
Neville
true.
Hewitt, it's going to be a suplex somewhere in there, or a rock bottom.
Yeah,
We're going to get a power
I agree,
bomb.
but I would say at least if anything, limit his reps because, like I say with John, man, because they get the ball out very quickly, and I'm extreme. So like, excuse me, playing the Miami Dolphins with Tua being back, I am extremely scared. I watched that game the other night, or what was that? I
Jets.
watched that game. Tua was on my ticket. Tua actually hit for me, but the rest of the ticket did. As a matter of fact, I'm not putting Saquon on my ticket no more. Every time Saquon be one pass too short, one attempt too short, but that's beside the point. Every time Saquon, it never met just one. He always be one. It's always one, but that's beside the
What?
point. I digress. I watched Tua play. I understand they went to overtime, but I know it's not all Tua. I know he got Tyreek. I know he got Jalen Waddle. But that's the thing about it is they couldn't do it with a backup. That's one thing I
Tua,
will say. They don't do it with a backup.
Tua is an above the average quarterback. I'm not going to
Exactly.
call him a
So I'm
star or
curious about
anything like.
him.
He's above average. He's Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Derek Carr with a tender head.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, and maybe Derek Carr would have been better. Okay, so but anyway, back to what I was. Man, I didn't, but that's how I feel about as far as Christian Harris coming back. The Kenyon Green thing, I'm going to be straight up honest with y'all. And like this is what I said in the text thread earlier. I don't want him if he comes back. I have no problem with him coming back because Juice hasn't been great. But I do not want him and Juice on the field at the same time.
No.
That's just how I feel.
No.
I don't want them on the. If they're going to be on the field at the same time, you need to put Kenyon at the fullback position. If you're going to have them two on the field at the same time, I do not want Kenyon Green and Juice on the field at the same time. CJ is gonna get killed by a bad defensive line.
Yeah.
It's bad to say it like that because their defensive line is not good. But okay, and also that's it because like I'm going into we're gonna have our preview for that game in a couple of days. I'm going too far. That's all I feel about right now. But that was my take on like the Kenyon Green.
Yeah.
Also because I he's off IR or at least supposed to be getting activated.
Yeah. No, look, I'm with you guys. I'm excited that Christian Harris is back. Even if he's not active this week, I'd like to see him active as soon as possible because not having Aziz is going to hurt. It hurt in the Packers game. We were able to kind of blanket it a little bit with no Jalen Petrie or with Jalen Petrie out there, but with no Jalen Petrie, no Aziz, we need Christian Harris to be back and look like he's all the way back and play like he's from what I'm understanding, from what I'm reading, they're saying he's looking like himself at practice. He's basically picking up where he left off. Now it's knocking the rust off. I am hoping that's what it is. As far as Kenyon Green goes, I'm still team make him a fullback.
Tell me why.
He can't fucking pass block. Look, he is phenomenal at pass block or at run blocking, but
amazing.
he, without a doubt, cannot pass block to save his life, anyone else's life. Definitely not CJ's life.
It's crazy that he is our best run blocker on the entire team, but he is also our worst pass blocker on the entire team.
Yeah. Well, he's the only one, like Laramie coming into college and coming out of college was definitely already a polished pass rusher, pass pro guy. Shaq Mason is not big enough to be a phenomenal run blocker. Same thing with the center, Juice Scruggs or Jarrett Patterson, both guys, phenomenal pass blockers. Also kind of smaller. Titus Howard, a little lighter.
So like, I have a question.
The biggest one by like just general. What's up?
I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. So like, I have a question because like, and I get it. He's not a great pass blocker. Okay, so once again, don't want him and Juice on the field at the same time. But maybe for a next year thing, and not a this year thing. And this is just the idea I'm just throwing out there with him because he is the left guard. Uh, uh, who's been coming in at Garfield with Jared Patterson?
Jared Patterson's been center.
Center. It's been
Scruggs has
Juice.
been left guard.
Well, I know he's been left guard, but don't what shit. It's just because I don't like Scruggs at left guard either.
Yeah.
I don't like
He's
him
not
at
good
left
at
guard either.
He's not good at
I don't like him left guard either. But if we could get a decent left guard in that position, I would not be mad about Kenyon if they could move him over to right guard. At least they could see it coming.
Yeah.
And just
And you know,
it's just the idea.
it sounds crazy, but he might be a better right guard than he is a left guard. He really might be.
I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of people do not remember Shaq Mason was the same thing. He was a left guard, and he looked overmatched at all times. Then they moved him to right guard, and he's a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, look, realistically, Kenyon Green doesn't really change much about the way our offense operates if he's out there. Nobody really does in that regard, but Christian Harris would have a lot more command of the defense than and a lot more of an impact, I think, than Kenyon Green would, period. Let's take a look at the playoff picture while Chris is occupied here. All right. So here we are sitting at the 4 seed. And, that's where your division winner, your worst division winner is going to sit. Now, to me, what's happening a little bit above us with the Buffalo Bills and potentially the Chiefs is a little interesting because I don't necessarily feel like the Bills or the Chiefs or the Ravens are particularly impossible to beat on their own. Like there's been entire years where I felt like the Chiefs were a juggernaut or the Ravens were a juggernaut or the Bills looked unstoppable. The Bills have 10 wins. We have 4 games here down the stretch, 3 of which are against teams who are either currently in the playoff picture or are here just outside. So, to me, there's a pretty good opportunity here for us to prove ourselves to a large audience of people who don't believe in anything that the Houston Texans have going on, but also we get some crucial wins. We split between the Ravens and the Chiefs and beat the Dolphins. There's a good chance we could usurp the Bills.
Yeah, I was looking.
Go ahead.
It's not much to keep us out of the 2nd seed.
No.
If we tie the Bills, we have the tiebreaker.
Exactly. Now, they already have 10 wins, and we have the potential to get a total of 12. The Chiefs, who are definitely the beneficiaries of, at best, questionable play calls or penalties, or really fortunate with kickers. The ball seems to be bouncing right a few times a game for them and really kind of separating themselves from everyone else. But Mahomes isn't looking like himself. He's not really tearing it up. Against the Chargers, he had 210 yards, sacked 3 times, and had 1 touchdown. And a passer rating of 88.8. They couldn't get a running game going. And their leading receiver was Travis Kelce.
That's about normal.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest threat on the Chiefs to me is the defense at this point. The defense has been the only thing that's consistent about this offense or about the entirety of the Chiefs team. And it's crazy considering how many pieces they lost. That's what we can sit here and say at this point. But let me pull up the Chiefs' remaining schedule. So they play the Browns next, then us, then the Steelers, then the Broncos.
Oh shit! I'm not gonna lie. There's a chance they could lose all of them.
Yeah. And then with the Bills, they play the Lions next, the Patriots,
Oh, that's a win.
the Jets, and then the Patriots again.
Oh fuck.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now. I think the Bills have a strong possibility of ending up at the 1 seed. I don't think we have a chance to catch them. Also, I know we beat them. I don't want to play them again in the playoffs.
Who? Buffalo?
Oh no, I don't. And I've been feeling that way for some weeks. And I know they lost last night, but
did they really?
exactly. And not saying it's. You know what would change my mind? These last 4 weeks of football that we play after this bye week. That's what would change my mind. Love my team. I believe we beat people. Be like, well, we beat Buffalo. We beat Buffalo on a coach's mistake also. People got to realize that the coach made some mistakes. Which he also did last night. But he made some mistakes. I know he didn't have anything to do with the block punt, but still they lost. But they only lost by 2 points while scoring 40. What was it? 42. They scored 40 points. So the Bills is somebody, especially we'd have to go and play them in Buffalo. And you saw what happened when we went to Baltimore, and it wasn't even. It was just barely 50 degrees out
there. The thing is that they are very beatable, but if I don't have to, I don't want to.
Yeah. I would rather play the Chiefs. I would rather play the Ravens, whose defense, whose secondary, they're playing a little better, but that secondary is like, oh my God. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, now you drunk on that one. I would not rather want to play the Chiefs. The Chiefs, you're going to play against the refs. You're going to.
Yeah.
You're going to play against the refs. They've been doing it all year long. What makes you think they're going to stop it now? Patrick Mahomes has to catch Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That's how they feel. Patrick Mahomes has to catch Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Because Tom Brady's starting to piss the NFL off. He's not going along with what everybody else said. When I heard him defending Aziz, I was like, "Ooh, they finna take his ass out."
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, everybody's except for ESPN. ESPN, and I am getting so sick of ESPN.
Bro, but did you think Tom Brady was going to defend Aziz?
Oh no, I was very surprised.
If you had that on your bingo card, you are rich.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I was very surprised. I'm not gonna say I was very surprised because they did have rules for him, but Tom Brady also did play at a time when he got matched up quite a few times, especially early in his career.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yes, he did. He never got hit like Trevor Lawrence got hit. He's never, in his entire career, he's never been hit like that. There's not a lot of football players that can say that. Cam Newton can say he's been hit like that.
Yeah.
While I'm looking at it, I got the Ravens' remaining schedule pulled up. They are against the Giants. They have the Steelers, then us, and then the Browns again to finish off the year.
Yeah, so I don't think they're going to pass the Steelers up. I don't even think they're going to beat the Steelers again. I think they're going to stay around that 5 and 6 seed. I think they're going to stay around there.
The thing is, Cleveland hasn't been rolling over for anyone.
Yeah.
They haven't. They've been playing games as if they're trying to save their jobs. So
Yeah. Oh, I don't think Kevin
That
Stefanski goes
division,
anywhere
that
anyway.
division is disturbing. It really is. There's a lot of stuff going on in that division where they're just like, nah.
Yeah, it's true.
Who's the bad team in that division?
I mean,
It's got to be either the Browns or the Bengals at this point.
it really is the Browns, but they're not rolling over like you
But
said.
and that's the thing. Can anybody say it's not like the New England Patriots? You see the New England
Oh
Patriots
yeah.
on your schedule, you like that's a W. The
Yeah.
Browns or the Bengals have showed you, nah. The Cowboys, as trash as they are struggling with them right now.
Yeah. Look, let's talk about something within our own division. As we can
Uh-oh.
all plainly see here on the bubble, number 8, the Indianapolis Colts. They are the only immediate threat to the division. We have a current 2-game lead upon the Colts. The final 4 games for them looks like this. Without a doubt, one of the easier final 4 game stretches, if you ask me. So, this Sunday, they play at Denver,
Mm.
home against Tennessee, at the Giants, home against Jacksonville.
Oh, that's bullshit.
So the last two, of course, I feel like those are W's. Those first two, I don't feel like those are immediate W's.
With the way that
Just
the Jags and Titans game went down to 10-6,
yeah, that's a division game, so that's gonna be,
No,
you know, I
the
don't want to
Colts.
say I'm not gonna just give that to the Colts, and then the Broncos, I'm surely not just gonna
No,
give that to the Colts.
no,
right?
the Broncos. The Broncos. I actually feel it's highly likely they're probably going to lose. But those other 3 games, unless they beat themselves,
Yeah,
those are all wins.
right. Now, here's the interesting part, okay? For the Colts to get into the playoffs as the AFC South champion, Houston would need to go 2-2 the final stretch. No, sorry, 1-3 the final stretch. The Indianapolis Colts have to win out to win the
Yeah, I'm
division.
about to say yeah, they have to win out because if they lose even one, if we win one and they lose one, there's no chance that they can catch us in the division because we
Right,
own the tiebreaker.
exactly.
All right,
But we
now
flip them.
if the NFL is scripted, how some people say, I can see it happening.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
the
here's
only way.
the part. As we can all plainly see, right here underneath the Colts, we got the Dolphins, who are, on I think a 2 or a 3 game win streak here. They've been kind of playing some bottom of the barrel teams like the Jets and, whatever. But, Tua's looking very beatable, and we're probably going to get the best the Dolphins have to offer, outside of obvious injury situations. But, um, the Dolphins have an interesting path to the playoffs. The Colts and the Dolphins need help regardless. Let me get this pulled up. There we go. The Dolphins' final 4 games in Houston, hosting San Francisco, in Cleveland, in New York for the Jets game. It's the rematch. They need to win out to make the playoffs. We're going to get every ounce of effort that the Dolphins have. Mike McDaniel is not in the habit of not making the playoffs. So he's going to do everything in his power. He's going to game plan some shit. And anytime we played the Dolphins in the past, they've usually put us away before halftime, and then they just play softball with us in the second half.
So in other words, we're going to have to punch them in the mouth.
Yeah. We're going to look, this is a defense that's, definitely been underperforming. And
That a lot of people hurt.
That a lot of dudes have been hurt. But
So,
they also were relying on old men like Calais Campbell.
Holy shit.
Well, I don't feel like their defense. I'm not really scared of their defense. It's more of what their offense can do to our defense. Because the thing about it is, Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill both are going to be a problem. Derek Stingley can't hold them both. I
I,
understand we got
I
some.
I will tell you this. Something I heard this week, and I had to go back and actually look at it and go up and down the roster and look at. We're built to beat teams like the Dolphins.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I mean, because
That's what we're built. Good edge rushers, and we have multiple good edge rushers. Like we all talk about Daniil and Will, the backups have been kicking ass and taking names all year long. Derek
Yeah.
Barnett looks like a football player again. Dylan Horton had cancer. This man had fucking cancer. And he's out there playing football, throwing people around.
Yeah.
Fast linebackers. And that was before we brought in Devin White.
Yeah.
This
yeah,
is what we're built for. Our cornerbacks, there's no way to completely shut down Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. And that's if we had two Derek Stingleys, I would still say it's not possible to completely shut them down.
No. The most effective way of stopping the Dolphins is crushing Tua. And I
Yep.
don't mean literally hurting him. I mean just constantly hitting him.
We said
yeah.
it before, like we
The
did
thing
with
about
Caleb
Tua,
Williams.
he
You got
gets the
you got
ball
to
out
touch him.
very fast, though.
You got to
He gets it
touch
out
him.
very fast.
It
He doesn't get it
you
out as
have to
fast as they were doing against as the Jags were against the Texans.
you have to touch him.
Yeah.
Tua, because of the concussions, because of the fact he definitely sees shadows. Once he starts to get touched, and the pass went off. If you're within 10 milliseconds, touch him, push him, put him on his back real quick.
Yeah.
Legally.
Look wall. Something here's two teams that nobody's talking about for the playoffs: the Jags and the Titans. Now I bring them up to say two things. Number one, it was never the Titans. It was never the Titans. It wasn't then. It's not now, and it won't be tomorrow. The Titans. Okay, that's for all the Titans fans who are out there who thought we beat the Texans. We're going to run the table and take this division.
Yeah, they fixed that quickly.
Yeah. The Jags said, hold my beer. Okay. Mac Jones is about to go out here and do nothing for 3.5 quarters.
And still win.
Which is why I think they could spoil the coach. Like, Tony Pollard not going to do that, man. I'm not Tony Pollard. Who is their running back at the coach? Jonathan Taylor is not going to do that. My bad. Tony Pollard is tight.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, Anthony Richardson's going to run for 100.
Yeah. Or get broken in the process.
Hey, tomato. They both good with me.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, gentlemen. If the playoffs, if it works out to where we win the division and somehow the Colts squeak in, or the Dolphins, either one of those teams, which team would you be less excited about playing?
Actually, the Colts. Yeah.
You're like less excited for the Colts. I would rather play the Dolphins.
Yeah.
It's hard to be a team 3 times in a row.
It is hard. It is very hard. And I feel like, with the Colts games this year, for most of those games, it kind of felt like we had a 2-score lead. I'm not super worried about this. And then, it gets close at the end. Everybody wants to remember, we beat the Colts by a total of 5 combined points. But we had a 9-point lead for most of the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime they scored, we scored, extended it right back. The only difference is they got the ball last. Simple as that. So realistically, I'm not necessarily worried about playing the Colts. I'm worried because let's just say we beat the Dolphins, or let's just say we don't beat the Dolphins, but we somehow beat, you know, the Chiefs or the Ravens, and then also the Titans. If that were to happen, and the Colts get into the playoffs or the Dolphins, I'm more worried about the Dolphins finding a rhythm and igniting a high-powered offense than I am worried about Anthony Richardson suddenly knowing how to be an NFL quarterback.
You have a point there.
Well, yeah. Also, and it will be his first time in the playoffs. But what I will say is, so like, number one, I don't think we wouldn't even. Number one, there's no way we would even play the Dolphins unless somehow they ended up in like the fifth seed or something like that. We wouldn't even play them. So we would never even see the Dolphins. Uh, Mostly because they're gonna go play a cold weather team and get blown out. We all know this. We know when it's below 40. That's it. We know this.
Yeah.
To us from Hawaii, like, I'm not trying to, talk about it, but time and time again, they keep saying we're ready to play in this, but every time we've seen it, it's literally a blowout. It's
Do,
not even close.
do you know the one skill that doesn't transfer to cold weather is
Yeah.
speed. Speed does not transfer to cold weather,
Yeah.
and
Especially,
that's
go ahead.
uh-huh. No, I'm saying that's what the Dolphins have in spades is speed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Oh, man. All right. Well, with the final four games being Chiefs, Dolphins, or Dolphins, Chiefs, Ravens, Titans, which combination of games do you think is the most likely outcome? Uh, do you think we beat? I assume we're beating the Titans kind of regardless. That's kind of like a big FU to the
Hmm.
team that beat us in Houston. And historically, at least in the last 5 seasons or so, we've done pretty well in Nashville. Um, so I guess the other three games, which ones do you feel are the most likely wins sitting right here at the tail end of week 14?
If you want to be honest with Chiefs, I think that's the easiest team to beat, even though you got to play the refs and everybody. I still think they're the easiest team to beat. And I might be
I,
wrong, and they might end up going us out. But I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
I flip a coin when it comes to that. When it comes to that, Ravens Chiefs, flip a coin
Yeah,
because
either
one
one of those. But
you don't know what Ravens team is going to show up. If we actually do have the solution for shutting down Derrick Henry, like for real, we do have it. We know exactly how to do it. And it wasn't just a fluke because Tennessee's line was so bad last year. If we have the thing to shut down Derrick Henry, we're going to beat the brakes off of Baltimore.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Something I was looking at the other day that I think you guys should be aware of. I was looking at the 2025 offensive line free agents, or the ones that could be free agents. And somebody to keep
Okay.
your eye on who is currently a Raven is guard slash center Patrick McCarry, who's actually played a little bit of every single position for the Ravens. I think he'd be probably a pretty good solution at left guard because at least he'll be able to give you stability. But you guys should keep an eye out when we're playing them.
Is he a starter?
Yes.
Okay. Hmm.
Mm. And then, so the Carolina Panthers a couple years ago drafted a tackle out of the University of Tennessee. His name was Cade Mays. Well, he's got a brother named Cooper Mays who's played center for the Vols for, I think he just played his 57th straight game. He's never allowed a sack.
Hmm?
And I think he'd be a pretty good addition to our offensive line, considering how fucking dog water it has been at times.
Is it a better run back or a pass blocker?
Tennessee's this year at least a run first team.
Oh shit.
Um, I mean, they would like to extend spread the field out and hum it deep, but Nico's been Joe Milton out there and just kind of humming it way too far or not far enough. So they've been relying on Dylan Sampson, who's set, Vols records this season for rushing yards in a season and touchdowns in a season. So Cooper Mays, Texans fans, somebody to keep an eye out. Do you guys have anything else before we wrap this thing up?
No, like I said, we just saw. It's all pray for Jalen Petrie to be healthy. That's you get on your knees and do anything. Include that one with you.
Yeah, well, it's just Monday, guys, so he might come back to practice Wednesday.
He tore his pec.
He's not coming. He's not coming back this week. I just want to see him by playoffs.
Yeah,
Tennessee game would be good for me. Let him and Aziz come back together.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, I want to thank you for taking time out of your schedules and evenings and away from your families to come talk Texans ball with us. Folks, I want to thank you all for watching. Go ahead, hit the like, subscribe button. 15 likes is the like goal. 248 on the subs. Like to see that number keep going up. Down here at the bottom, go to Mass 3 Productions across all social medias. Support my main man, Mike. Down here, or up here at the bottom right. Jesus Christ, up here at the bottom right. Up here at the top right, we got Chris, a.k.a. Pac-Man Freestyle, a.k.a. Slim Chickens, a.k.a.
I can't do it. What's the call? Because I don't got a Mac right now.
That's fine. And then you can find him across all social media platforms at That's Crazy Podcast and Talk. Folks, be good people. Go Texans.
Go Texans.